For my final major project, I wish to create a visual experience that makes the viewers think about the world that we live in. We walk past such beauty every day with ignorance because of the stressful lives that we live in. So I just want to capture their minds for if it's only a minute. Happy days. Originally I was going to comprise my primary target audience of people falling into the age demographic of 7 to 90 years of age. Since creating my synopsis, I've carried out some primary research in the form of a questionnaire, specifically to do with my target audience, and the results of the questionnaire clearly stated that my target audience was far too broad. The older generations in particular would be deemed as a wasted audience, and so I decided to fine-tune my target audience in regards to its age demographic. 100% of my samples stated that they felt the primary target audience I set myself wasn't correct. Some of the suggestions given, people were too old, people that old won't be interested, it's more suited to younger audiences. I don't feel people over age 50 will be overly keen on this style of production, and it shouldn't be that large of an age group. Now that I've carried out my primary research and looked at the results properly, I agree 100% with all of these. 100% of my participants felt, however, the short film should still be marketed to both genders, and so I decreased the size of my audience, but I didn't change the genders. I will now be aiming my piece at both females and males in the age demographic of 16 to 40 years of age. As for my audience research, I've discovered 75% of adults have access to broadband on a regular basis, which means 3/4 of my target audience have the immediate means to watch my product by, which is cool. So the resources I will need are a DSLR camera, which I have, a tripod, which I also own myself, a laptop, that's mine as well, the card, tablet and mobile phone, all of mine I'll be using, the SD card to store and transfer all of my files, as well as the documentation which I'll access from my tablet on days out of shooting. Personnel requirements and budget. For the entirety of my project I'll be working individually without the help from any contributing actors or members. Luckily in my time at college I've acquired all the equipment I need. You can refer to the equipment list if you want to see that. And so I have my own means of transport and equipment. I have no need to ask the college for either of that. This should speed up the process overall. I have a small budget as I already have all the equipment I need. The only ongoing cost will be for petrol, which is included in my life costs, if you will. So the budget is non-existent. The production schedule breakdown, I have made an actual production schedule which is on my blog, so you can look at that if you want. The 23rd of May, this is when I want to have all work aside from the final piece and evaluation done by, so all documentation, all research, everything except for the actual video. And the 20th of June, submissions of the final piece, although I aim to hand it in before then to give me time to write my evaluation. Locations, I have yet to complete all of my documentation but aim to have it done and uploaded by Friday the 23rd. I have actually finished most of that today, including a location recce and risk assessment, a budget summary on my blog, and a production schedule which is all on my blog now. The unique selling point. I don't feel my production has a specific unique selling point, as there are many short films in the same style as mine. I instead hope to capture my audience by using striking imagery, breathtaking shots. The music I choose to include will also affect my production massively, as it makes up 50% of the final piece in my eyes, especially when you're trying to attain an emotional response from your audience. Market assessment and analysis. As stated in my previous slide, there are many productions like mine all over the internet, YouTube especially, meaning there is a large existing audience waiting to watch my production. But because there's so many productions out there like mine, I've got to make sure mine is slick, smooth, looking good. My primary research results help me to see my piece is better suited to the younger generations who are all competent with technology and have the access to the internet and are more eager for pieces in this style. Self-evaluation. Up to now I've been happy with the progress, as we have had other assignments to complete.